Hello, welcome to my newest video. This video is going to be called Will the Real Charles Manson Please Stand Up? And in this video I'm going to cover the inconsistencies in his appearance, the way his tattoo has changed and morphed and disappeared and come back, and yeah, just a general sort of conspiracy video about Charlie and whether the person in prison right now is Charlie, if he's even in prison, and just going to cover a few of the inconsistencies in the story, the official story. Hope you enjoy, and here's my video. Will the real Charles Manson please stand up? Thanks for watching. Okay, so the progression of Charles Manson and his swastika goes from he gets arrested and he has long hair and nothing on his forehead. Alright, so after he gets arrested and he's been in there for a while, he and his followers carve X's into their forehead. So he has long hair and an X. That will be the next picture. Okay, so after the long hair and the X, then he shaves his head and has a backwards swastika. According to what I've seen and heard, it went directly from long hair X to shaved head backwards swastika. Okay, here's the picture of that. How did he go from X to nothing? Like, it's supposed to be the backwards swastika here, backwards, and then he goes from that to getting, supposedly he had paint thinner poured on him and lit on fire. A crazy Hare Krishna in prison attacked him, and he went from this, I can't even draw a good swastika because I'm not a freaking Nazi, but he went from backward swastika, gets paint thinner poured on him and lit on fire, and then supposedly has plastic surgery, and then he comes out of it all and has a forward, or a correct, I guess would be the word, swastika on his forehead. So that's the official progression. He goes from long hair, nothing, long hair, X, shaved head, backward swastika, and then about a decade later he gets the forward swastika. So in that timeline there should not be, after this, like after this point here, there should be nothing where his forehead is fucking bare. And I found several pictures where there's nothing on his forehead, or it's so light you could barely even see it. The girls that he was with, the Manson girls who carved the X in their foreheads, one or two of them got parole, and they said that they had to, like, you know, get laser surgery and plastic surgery to remove it. So how come, like, you know, they get out like 30 years later and they have to get it lasered off? How come his just cleared up in the 60s? Like, the picture of him where he's bald with nothing on his forehead is just empty. That was taken in the 60s. Like, he's still a young man. How did that happen? Where did that picture come from? I'm going to show you that picture. I'll even show you some video from the Manson 1973 documentary. It's not an actor playing him. It's not before the carving. He has a shaved head, which makes it after this part. It has to be after that part. I've done the follow the timeline of Manson and his hair as the trial goes. If he has a shaved head, it's after he had the X carved in there. I'm sorry, that's bullshit. Who the hell is Charles Manson? There's more than one. That's my opinion. Sorry if that sounds crazy, if that sounds conspiracy-like. There is more than one fucking Manson. This is what he looked like when he shaved his head and got the tattoo. And this is him before. So he had an X, and after that he shaved his head and had a tattoo. So there should be no pictures of him with a shaved head and nothing. But I'll show you pictures where he has a shaved head and his forehead is like, it's like a baby's bum. That's how unscratched it is. How? So yeah, this is one of those pictures. He has a shaved head and absolutely nothing on his forehead. Like nothing. You can't really tell. I'm sure I'll include pictures, a bunch. I'll put a photo album up there. But I noticed this as I was watching the documentary on him, that they have footage of him where he's bald but has absolutely nothing. He's even got the swastika there on his shirt, but I don't see it on his forehead. But yeah, this right here, this was the shot that made me say, okay, something is up. He has a shaved head, so it's after the point that he carved an X in his forehead. So there should be at least the residue of an X. Like, this guy must have the fastest healing skin of anyone on the freaking planet. I read something, it was like a Rolling Stone or something from the 60s, and they said that he reapplied the scratch every day, which seems to me to be kind of ludicrous, but here he is with absolutely nothing on his forehead. Like, you see anything there? You see even like the slightest remainder of an X? And if I can find video, or if I can put it up there without getting my ass sued for copyright violation, I'll put up the video I have. But this picture should not exist, in my opinion. As far as I can tell, there should never have been a period when he had a shaved head and absolutely nothing on his forehead. I think that plus it doesn't really even look like him. I know he doesn't have, he's going to look different with a shaved head and no beard or whatever, but this is one of the people that I don't think is Charlie. Here's something you should ask yourself. If you watch a prison show, and somebody's being interviewed, how often is the prisoner in street clothes? Like, they're in like a prison jumpsuit, but pretty well every interview I see with this guy, or every like parole hearing, the guy's wearing street clothes. Like, how is it that you're allowed to wear jeans and a t-shirt to your parole hearing? That's ridiculous. I don't believe that he's even in jail. That's like, okay, that's the controversial statement I'm going to make. I think that, in my opinion, he's probably chilling on a boat somewhere and, like, playing golf, but he doesn't look to me like he's actually in prison. I've seen enough circumstantial evidence surrounding the guy to make me think that this whole I'm in prison thing it's just a cover story. I think that he did his job to help kill the 60s, to kill the hippie movement, and now I think he leaves the prison interviews, peels the fake swastika tattoo off his forehead, and then goes out and lives and plays golf. Like, when you look at him, he's getting healthier as he goes along. He's not getting like old. Well, he's getting older, but he looks better as he goes along. Like, it looks like he's got like a damn tan in some of these pictures, like. This right here shows me a few different things. This is his parole hearing. So he's got a gray beard, but his hair is all dark and his hair is clearly dyed. You don't just have a gray beard. It's all gray. So how is he getting hair dye in prison? Okay, he's supposed to be in maximum security prison, and here's his parole hearing. He's got a jean. He's wearing jeans and like a t-shirt. I've seen the rest of his body, and it's ridiculous. He's not in prison. That's my opinion. He is not in prison, and I'm not even a big conspiracy nut or anything. This was the shot I was talking about there before. The jeans. He's wearing jeans, and he's kind of dressed like pretty well for a guy that's doing life in a maximum security prison. He looks like he wandered in like off the street. He looks pretty fashionable, actually. It's ridiculous. He's got like a sunglass line. Like, how is he getting a tan? How is he getting looking better as time goes by? Like, this one here, he's got like all this hair and stuff. A couple years ago, 2011, they posted his mugshot, and he had less hair. It looked like he was going bald on top, and then 22 years later, he's got like a full head of hair. It seems to me to be kind of ridiculous. Like, how are you? It's like he shaved that balding thing was done to make him look older, and they got that what they wanted out of it, and now he looks better. This picture here, I'm convinced, is not him. The '96 mugshot. You can't even see it's purposely blurred where the swastika is, and you can't find a good copy of this picture anywhere. I've looked for it. I don't believe that's him, flat out. Okay, yeah, he just like the mugshots look like such bullshit. Like to me, it's this one too. What year? I can't remember what year this was. 2006. That does not look like him whatsoever. Okay, and I don't. Yeah, here's the one. He's going bald here in 2009, and what year is this one? Where I believe it's like 2 years later or 3 years later. It's after though. He's going bald, and then he goes all of a sudden back to like this full head of hair a couple years later. Here's like the side by side of what I was talking about before. He goes from that to that. Like, how is it? He looks like he's balding here, and now he's got a full head of hair. How does that happen? Like, he does not look like the same person. In most of these pictures, he looks like they have at least 2 Charles Mansons, at least, possibly 3. And this to me as well is ridiculous. I'm going to include this as a picture because it's just so. Some of these, like, come on, 1984 does not look like him at all. This one, 74, does not look like any of them. 84 does not look like any of them. And yeah, some of these Charles Manson mugshots don't look like the guy right beside him. What the hell? How does he not look like the guy beside him? The next closest one. Ones that I think are particularly bogus. 1996 doesn't look like him at all. 1990 doesn't look like him. 2006 looks like a completely different person. Like, yes, the latter part of the 2000s here are a little bit more consistent, but like I said, you don't go from bald to a full head of hair. It looks like he's just faking bald, and it is quite a luscious head of hair for a man who's in prison. 2011, the swastika, you can barely see it, but yet here it is, 2009, it's as prominent as can be. Like, it seems to me to be kind of ridiculous how the swastika disappears, comes back, changes size, and like nobody seems to care or notice. It's just Charles Manson. He's a crazy serial killer, although he's never actually killed anybody. How can you call someone a serial killer who's never killed anybody either? I'm going to add some pictures also of Charlie wearing jewelry in prison. You can't wear jewelry in prison. They take all that shit from you the day you get. So yeah, here's the 1978 picture of him. He has nothing on his forehead, so he should have a backwards swastika here, right? Why does he have nothing and like no trace of it? And he's wearing a bandana like a choker. How? Yeah, typical prison attire, I'm sure. And here's another late in life, no tattoo at all, forehead shot. Look at that. That he doesn't have a tattoo there. I don't even care what you say. He does not have a tattoo there. So where did it go? Did it just rub off? Take an eraser to it? I thought and when he got it burned, they referred to it as a tattoo. It was a tattoo at that point. Like, this timeline is not adding up. I'm sorry. That he keeps the tattoo seems to come and go as the years go by. Like in later years, it was pretty consistent, but here we go with another one where it's just gone, disappeared. Tattoo comes and goes, doesn't it? Where is the swastika there? Where is the tattoo? He's got the shaved head, but there's no fucking tattoo there.
Where did he go there? It's fucked up, man. Where is